Is it 10:30? We start everything on time in the journalism school. Is it 10:30? It is actually. Okay, good. Well, my notes say good morning. So good morning. I am Tim Bengtson, instructor in this section of strategic campaigns. It is my pleasure to introduce the Dean of the School of Journalism, Dr. Ann Brill, who is going to welcome you all to this very important event. So Dean Brill, would you step forward and make your comments, please? I think we have another lectern over here.
Thank you, Tim.
We need to welcome Dean.
I think I forgot my applause sign this morning that I usually carry with me, but thank you, Tim. Good morning. On behalf of the William Allen White School of Journalism and Mass Communications and the University of Kansas, it is my pleasure to welcome you to this campaign's presentation this morning. You know, these campaign presentations are really one of the highlights of the year for us, along with graduation and scholarship event where we give away money and we give away diplomas. And what we're doing today is giving away a lot of really valuable information. So it is really one of the highlights of the year. And this is our fourth presentation this semester, the fourth and final. So, and I know a lot of you students have attended the other three. You know, over the decade that I have served as the dean, I have seen close to 100 now of these presentations, and each one impresses me with the dedication, talent, and creativity that the students bring to their clients. So congratulations, students. You know, this is a capstone course, and in every sense of the word, bringing together 4 years of building skills, building teams, and building your own brand. And along the way, you students have honed your critical thinking skills, your ability to research, write, and present information, and work effectively in teams. And those are skills that are going to serve you very well in every profession, and especially in your careers as professional communicators. One of the aspects of education we stress here at the University of Kansas is research, investigating and exploring all aspects of your topic before presenting your creative work. In fact, the very first class students take after admission to the school is titled Infomania, right? A lot of research in that class, and then storytelling, two really critical skills, basic skills that we expect you students to master. And today, clients, you will see the result not only of this class, but the capstone of every class these students have taken here. Their critical thinking skills and their creativity come together in these presentations. Thank you, College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, and especially Dean Danny Anderson, for partnering with these students and Professor Tim Bengtson, an award-winning teacher, on this campaign this morning. I suspect that you will be very pleased with the results and will find these presentations professional and compelling. It was a sound business decision on your part to use these students. Many of them are graduating this semester. How many graduating? Wow. Yes. Or in May, and they will be entering the job market. It would have cost you a whole lot more real soon to hire these students. Today, however, you are their client, and they have concentrated their energies over the past months developing a strategic campaign for the college. Thank you again, members and representatives of the college, for putting your trust in these students and for sharing time and insights with them. And now you will see the payoff of that. Students, congratulations on a job well done. I know each of you has done your very best work. Good luck this morning and in all you do. Are you ready? Yeah. Okay, let's see some great presentations. Thank you.
I want to second Dean Brill's remarks. Welcome. I thank you for being here. Your attendance means a lot to the students. They've been working all semester. As a matter of fact, you might argue they've been here for 4 or 5 years for this very moment. And to share that with all of you is a terrific opportunity for them. Strategic Campaigns, as the Dean just said, is our capstone course. It is the course where students draw on everything they have learned in our curriculum and in the college to construct a strategic plan for a real-world client with real-world challenges. Our client this fall has been the KU College of Arts and Sciences, and I want to recognize the people with whom we have worked this semester. In particular, I want to recognize Christy Henderson and Christy Davis. Would you two please stand and be recognized? Thank you very much. And They provided a briefing session early in the fall and then came back to answer questions that developed as a consequence of research that the students did. So they were generous with their time, and I appreciate their suggestions, as indeed the students do. I also want to recognize, of course, the dean of the college, Dr. Danny Anderson. Would you please stand, Dean? Thank you, and thank you for your support. I understand from Dean Brill that there's a whole communications team here from the college, and I want the rest of you to please stand and be recognized for being here as well. Would you please stand? Thank you. Great enthusiasm to stand. I also want to recognize my colleagues who have helped students become better researchers, better thinkers, and better writers in the courses leading up to the capstone courses, and they're all congregated in the very last row. They're like students, get as far away as possible. So I'd like for all of my esteemed colleagues to stand. Doug Ward, Yvonne Chan, Patty Nolan, Janet Rose, thank you all for being here. Sometimes, is there anyone on, did I miss somebody? Hope not. I also want to thank the Kansas Union representatives, especially Lisa Kring, who provided a very nice orientation in this room 2 weeks ago. Jamie and Jeremy, they helped our students with the technology. And then we have some people here running the cameras and so on from the Media Crossroads, and Kel Butcher is the man in charge of all that stuff, and Kel always does a terrific job. The presentation today, as a matter of fact, as I speak, I am becoming rich and famous because these presentations are being streamed worldwide. And I hope to become a star by the end of the hour. So this is really a big deal. And last time we did this, we had people tuned in from, I believe it was 4 different countries and something like 6 different states. So this is truly a global event. That's a little bit of a tongue-in-cheek. We need to show our appreciation to the parents, grandparents, siblings, significant others, and friends. We know it takes a village to raise a child. So, would the grandparents, siblings, significant others et al. Please stand and be recognized? Especially the parents. And yeah, that's terrific. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Last but certainly not least is are the students who have worked long and hard to get to this point. Would you please stand and be recognized by your friends, family, and professors? Very good. Well, this all started when Christy Henderson contacted me about the possibility of being a client, and this happened last spring. And Christy and I had a chat in the Kansas Union. We had lunch together and talked about this possibility, and then it became a reality, and I'm very happy it worked out that way. So since that time, she has provided a briefing session for the students on what the college is all about, and the students, as a result of the briefing session, went out far and wide trying to find more information. As a matter of fact, the students were divided into 3 teams, 4 to 5 students per team, and they have been conducting secondary research. They have interviewed experts in the field. They have done one-on-one interviews with consumers, namely students. They have done focus groups. All teams have done their market surveys among members of the target audience. Every team has prepared a plans book, which runs 50 to 70 pages, and they are in the back of the room here on the table if you want to look at them. Teams have converted these plans books into a 20-minute PowerPoint presentation. What we're going to do the rest of the morning is this. Each team will have 20 minutes to pitch the account. Each presentation will be followed by a 5-minute Q&A. And what I normally say at this time is only the client is allowed to ask questions in the interest of time. Sometimes we have people who are not members of this group who are asking too many questions, and they're never satisfied with some of the answers. So the session goes a lot longer than we want. So we're going to limit it to this group right here. this group of 7 or 8 communications team members and of course, the dean. So at the end of each presentation, we will have a 6-minute Q&A, and that will be helpful to all of us. After the third and final presentation, the judges will head to the regionalist room upstairs to confer for 10 or 15 minutes. When they have agreed on what they found particularly helpful about Team 1, Team 2, Team 3, they will make those notes and then return to this room to share their observations about the strengths and weaknesses of each team, and then at my urging, they will pick a team that in their judgment has done the very best job. And that's always a very difficult job. It's really not nice of me to make that request. But Christy and I were talking about this, and she says she's not real eager to make that determination. But I said, it must be done. And I say that because I had a client some years ago who said that he thought that was really a case of reality. And you may not win, but that just makes you more determined to win next time. So he thought it was a real good idea that you have a winning team. And that's up to debate, and we can debate that. So in any case, we are now to the point where I am to urge you to sit back and enjoy 3 wonderful presentations. I have seen them all, and everyone has rehearsed, and I think they really got it down very nicely, and I think you're all going to enjoy 3 great presentations. And thank you very much for being here. Thank you.
Good morning, and thank you for coming today. My name is Mitchell Whitman. I'm joined by my teammates Haley DeMelli, Lauren Hamilton, Samantha Holden, and Nicole McGrew, and we are Team 1. Today we will present our strategic plan for the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences here at KU. We will start by explaining our research, followed by analysis, and then move on to goals and strategies. If you have questions that arise, make sure to remember them, as we will make sure to keep some time at the end for them. We also wanted to extend a special thanks to Professor Bengtson, the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, Dean Danny Anderson, Christy Henderson, Christy Davis, and the William Allen White School of Journalism and Mass Communications. Without any further ado, I will now introduce Samantha to get the ball rolling.
Thank you, Mitchell, and good morning, everyone. To begin our strategic plan, we started out with research, and a lot of it. We believe that the research we found and conducted is the backbone and foundation to our whole strategic plan. We started out looking at articles about the importance of a liberal arts degree. By doing this, we discovered that there are many misperceptions about a liberal arts degree not being as valuable as other degrees. Articles by the Huffington Post, PBS, and Business Week prove these misperceptions to be false, stating that employers look for many of the skills provided by a liberal arts degree when searching for employees. The findings from these articles can be summarized by a quote from the Huffington Post. A liberal arts majors are the most adaptable to new circumstances. No one knows what the jobs of the future will be, but a liberal arts degree provides a great foundation for adjusting to new careers and further education. Next, we looked at the class websites of other major universities. After looking at about 15 different universities, we saw that the most impressive ones were easy to navigate, simple, and organized. Their content appealed to a variety of different audiences and persuaded potential students to take a tour. Moving on to primary research. We started out conducting 25 one-on-one interviews with students outside of the college and high school seniors. We asked them why they chose their major and if their parents had an influence on their decision. Business majors tend to choose their major due to the large network of alumni and because they feel they have a guaranteed job when graduating. Most students were influenced by their parents at some point of their decision-making process. One student said her mom and grandma were both teachers, influencing her to find a major in the School of Education. Next, we held a focus group with 9 students from inside of the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. We wanted to get a feel for what they liked about the college and what they feel could be improved. They all agreed to enjoy their small class sizes because they feel it is a way for them to get to know their professors on a more personal level. Many of them told us that they wish they had connections like this with alumni. One student of the focus group told us about her first visit to KU. She said she ran into someone of her major in the advising office who helped her plan out her 4-year plan and told her a little bit more about her major. This got us thinking about strategies that will be later introduced in our presentation. Another main finding of the focus group was that many students feel connected to their department and to students of their major, but do not feel connected to the college as a whole. After all the information gathered in the one-on-one interviews and focus group, we conducted a survey on SurveyMonkey with 144 respondents. The respondents were KU students of any major. This gave us perspective of what non-class students thought of a liberal arts degree. Results showed that non-class students do not view class students to be as successful as other majors after graduation. Our research gave us conclusions on the widespread misperceptions students have of the college and got us thinking of strategies and tactics we will soon introduce. I am now going to let Haley discuss with you our SWOT analysis.
Thank you, Samantha. Good morning. After doing all the research, we prepared a SWOT analysis, which is a summary of strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats of the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. The strengths of the college are being the largest school at KU, having a great variety of areas to study and professors, and providing valuable skills for the future. Some weaknesses are students being confused what majors are in the college, the negative perception among other KU students, and students in the college feeling like they belong to their department, not to the college. Some opportunities are teachers are teaching the negative audience towards class otherwise, and new social media platforms can reach new audiences. And finally, some threats of class are increasing popularity of other majors outside of the college, and the negative perception of class can be spread negatively towards others. After we analyze our SWOT, we next discover overarching challenges. The overarching challenges of the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences faces is a misperception held by the public. A large perception of people who took our survey do not find class students to be successful as other majors. One of our main challenges will be changing these perceptions. Another challenge we face is making students feel a part of a community and making them aware of all different departments included in the college. This is a misperception held by the public. After we devised these challenges, we created a campaign plan. The first element of our campaign plan are the goals. The goals as our team created for our strategic plan are to convince prospective students that a degree from the college is valuable, create a sense of community and belonging among other class students, and to reward class students to their hard-working contribution to the college. For our strategic plan, we want to increase class enrollment by 3 to 5%, want to increase website visitors by 15%, and finally, increase social media interaction by 30%. Next, we came up with a campaign strategy. Our primary audience we focused on is prospective students. These students will actually help in a long-term goal in raising enrollment rates. Our secondary audience is current class students. By improving the relationship with these students, we feel there will be an increase in positive word of mouth about the college. This will give class a great reputation and draw more prospective students in. Another audience we focus on is the tertiary influential parent. Parents must be on board with the college, what the college is contributing to their child's future. And now moving on to our strategic message. Based on our research and findings, we want to create a strategic plan that would change the negative perception of the college. We want to make the students who are a part of class feel like they belong to something, and we want to make the students outside of the college understand that a class degree will lead to a successful future. The strategic message we use to guide us through our strategic plan is, the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences at KU should represent the classic and numerous educational opportunities it has to offer, while building a sense of belongingness among its current students. This is a message we want to convey throughout our campaign. It is also followed with a slogan, one community, endless opportunities. For our strategic plan, we wanted to change the perception about class not having the same opportunity as non-class students. We want to help class students feel a part of something bigger. Now I'll let Lauren talk about the brand identity.
Thank you, Haley. Good morning, everyone. In order to communicate our strategic message as clearly as possible to the target audience, we believe class is in need of a more defined brand image. This can be achieved by the use of 3 key words that sum up the strengths of class. These words are connected, customizable, and constructive. First, we want class to be viewed as connected. connected internally from department to department, as well as connected with career opportunities externally for its students. Next, a class degree is customizable. The college has more major and minor options than any other school at KU, giving it the ability to tailor an education to each student's unique interests. Lastly, we want the college's brand identity to promote the fact that it is constructive. Contrary to popular opinion, class graduates are equally as successful as others, and employers value the skills a liberal arts degree provides. Please keep these 3 key words in mind throughout the remainder of our recommendations. Nicole will now tell you about the tactics we recommend the college use to promote this image.
Thank you, Lauren. Good morning. Our secondary research told us that the first place prospective students as well as their parents look to during the college research process is university websites. Our one-on-one interviews with high school students, seniors, told us that they have spent time researching these types of websites as well. Websites are the best way to get a feel for the university and give the viewers the first impression of the school. This means the websites need to be clean, easy to navigate, and grab the viewer's attention. We recommend new tabs tailored to different audiences, which we found appealing on the University of Nebraska's website. They also use inspirational words to inspire prospective students. We think tabs like these will be very helpful for the college's diverse set of users, and inspiring words will relate to the prospective students. The University of Arkansas does a great job featuring faculty and students and recognizing them for their hard work. They have a webpage dedicated to videos on outstanding students, faculty, and special points of pride. We believe more videos on recognizing outstanding work on the KU website will connect to the different target audiences and be able to help change the perception of the non-class students as well as high school seniors. Finally, we recommend the college should incorporate a letter from the dean, similar to the letter from Ann Brill on the journalism school website. A personalized letter that relates to prospective students and welcomes them, thanking them for visiting the website, will encourage them to take a tour. Tell them what the college means to you and all the opportunities they will have. Our next recommendation is based on our secondary and primary research. Prospective students and their parents look to Facebook as their initial source of social media, especially when researching big universities. Class Facebook page should be filled with promotions for the college. Advertisements and events will be posted on the page. Articles will be posted about the importance of a liberal arts degree, like the few we used in our secondary research. Our focus group suggested making a Facebook group for incoming freshmen. In the future, each graduating class will have their own class Facebook group. Because Facebook is such a convenient and fast way to communicate, we thought the group would be a good way for incoming freshmen to ask any questions they might have. Our focus group told us that being more connected with alumni was of high importance. We believe a LinkedIn page will do just that. Class alumni and employers can look at these pages to connect with students and be an opportunity for them to view their profile and their work experience. Articles about the importance of a liberal arts degree will also be posted on the LinkedIn page. Now, Samantha will talk more about our campaign tactics.
Thank you, Nicole, and hello again. One of our tactics we have created is the Class Ambassador Program. This idea was built off the story given to us in our focus group. We think it would be a great idea for the college to give its own tours to students who are interested in a major in the college. Prospective students will state their field of interest and then be assigned an ambassador in a field of study that is similar. This will allow them to talk to someone who is actually studying in the college, and ambassadors will tell these students everything that they love about their major. The ambassadors will also be there throughout the student's first year, acting as a mentor. If students or parents have any questions, the ambassador will be there to address any concerns. The ambassadors will also be the admin on the Facebook page, and they can post events and address any questions or concerns students might have on the Facebook page. One of our students in our focus group told us that she's not going to graduate on time. She said she would have loved an ambassador right off the bat to help her plan out her 4 years and someone to reach out to when she had questions. The ad we created for this program is an informational meeting used to recruit potential ambassadors. Professors will talk to their students a little bit in class, telling them about this program and how it's a great resume builder and how it can help potential students. The next idea we created is the Student Spotlight. This was created with the Arkansas Short Takes in mind, and also with our goal of recognizing students' hard work and changing the perspectives of non-class students and potential students. A new student will be nominated and selected each month, highlighting a project they are working on, an interesting career path, or any hard work a student or faculty member has recognized. Student spotlights will be posted on social media as well as on the class website. We think this will help increase likes and shares among the class Facebook page. There will be a link on the website listing all of the past and present student spotlights. We believe that these spotlights will help in changing the perceptions of non-class students because they will be able to see everything class is doing and all of the opportunities students have. Here's an example of a student spotlight we have created with Natalie Edmondson, a films major in the college.
My name is Natalie Edmondson. I'm this month's College of Liberal Arts and Sciences Student Spotlight. My major is Film and Media Studies and my minor is Anthropology. I decided to go into Film and Media Studies because of a class I took my senior year. I was editing at the computer and just really fell in love with it and decided that's what I wanted to do. One of my favorite projects that I've worked on was a music video last year in my music video production class. It was taught by Professor Jacobson, who's filmed many music videos before, so we had a lot of insight. And I actually got to bring the whole film class out to my grandparents' farm, and we shot a little music video about a girl who murdered boys and seduced them into her house and murdered them. So it was cool. We shot black and white and used chocolate syrup, and it was really fun. One of my first experiences with film since I've been a student at KU was working on the film Jayhawkers it's directed by Kevin Wilmot, who is a professor at KU. It was a really awesome experience because it was part of KU school. I hope to go in the field of production design when you get to set up rooms and props, and that's what I mainly did on the film Jayhawkers. I got to set up a whole room and put things where they go, and it was really cool to see everything come together like that and being able to design a whole set yourself. I think for incoming freshmen and people that are switching their majors to film, should definitely get to know your professors. They're like your biggest resource. They know everything. They've been in the business. They know what to do. Also, production classes, make sure that you're a person that's really involved, because if you just take a step back, you don't get the experiences like you need for when you're after graduation.
We feel like videos like Natalie's will recognize these students and get high school seniors excited about the unique opportunities class offers. I am now going to let Lauren talk to you about our undecided ad in the class magazine.
Thank you, Samantha. Our team saw a great opportunity for the college involving students who have not yet chosen a major. These students are often unsure or lost when it comes to deciding what they would like to study during their time at KU. By reaching out to them and providing them with guidance, the college could help them find the best fit for them among their many areas of study. We created an ad targeted towards these students in hopes of persuading them to look into joining the college. The ad prominently displays the word undecided to get the attention of this specific audience. We recommend this ad to be placed near large lecture halls where prerequisite classes are often held. The best time to target these students, we believe, is the 3 weeks prior to enrollment, which gives them time to make an appointment with a class advisor to talk about their opportunities with the college. In order to draw new students to the college, as well as unify the ones it already has, we recommend the creation of a class magazine. This magazine, intended to assist with the connected aspect of class's brand identity, would be used as a means to showcase the work done by class students. This could include poetry written by an English major, artwork created by a visual arts major, or even research done by a science major. By including work from students across all areas of study, the college can bridge the gap that we found exists between departments, in turn creating the sense of community students told us they want. The creation of this magazine would also serve to get the attention of prospective students. These students would hopefully see the magazine and be impressed with the work class students are doing, piquing their own interest in the college. We envision this magazine as a student-run publication, allowing the students of the college to have control over the majority of its content. Similar to journalism students in the University Daily Kansan, class students would have an opportunity to get further involved in their school by serving on the magazine staff. Students could submit their own work to be published in the magazine, and class magazine staff members would scout out interesting projects their peers are working on to be included as well. This magazine would be published twice a year at the end of each semester. This would give the staff plenty of time to find quality work to showcase and present it in a visually appealing manner. In addition to being printed and distributed on campus, a digital version would be placed on class's website for parents and alumni to read. I'll now let Mitchell tell you about the events associated with our campaign.
Thanks, Lauren. Another strategy we have developed to target both prospective students and current students is the college putting on multiple events throughout the year. The first event we planned is a Welcome to the College cookout on the front lawn of Strong Hall. The goal of this event is to make students feel welcome right off the bat as they begin their first semester in the college. This event will help create valuable relationships with students and faculty. Additionally, it will aid in unifying the multiple departments into one community, a concern shared by college students discovered through our focus group and survey. Advertisements for the event will be distributed throughout dorms as well as being posted on the class Facebook page. The second event we had planned is a coffee break during finals week on the first floor of Strong Hall. This event will be open to all students, faculty, and alumni within the college. Students and faculty can meet before or in between classes. As an incentive, there will be a drawing for free coffee tumblers and t-shirts. These will also help students promote class as they use these tumblers and t-shirts throughout campus. According to our focus group, college students greatly value the relationships they have with their professors and wish to create these same relationships with alumni, and this event promotes both. This gives a chance for alumni to see their old professors as well as giving students the ability to network and relax during finals week. The last event we planned is a graduation event in the Kansas room of the Kansas Union. Near the end of the year, graduating students and faculty will gather together to celebrate all the hard work they've put in during their time in the college. They will be able to gather with their past professors to reflect on their past and future. One of the main aims of this event is to really tie together previous events and allow students to leave the college with a sense of community still left in their minds. Here we have laid out a timeline chronicling all facets of our campaign through January 2016. This timeline lays out each specific aspect of our strategic plan, from monthly student spotlights and newsletters to college events in February, April, and September, and checkpoints for the ambassador program. Here we have laid out the total cost and budget for the entire strategic plan, broke down into total money spent for each event, as well as startup money for the ambassador program, newsletter, and magazine. In total, our strategic plan's budget would run to roughly $3,850. To measure the effectiveness of Team One's campaign, we've developed the following timetable to measure each aspect's reach and performance. To measure the new website's performance, a gauge of the total hits and qualitative feedback from users will be gathered 1 year after implementation. To measure the effectiveness of the ambassador program, a measurement of the total number of class students interested in participating will be taken after 2 months. Then after a year of the program, a focus group will be conducted using freshmen who utilize the program. Annually, the entire strategic plan will be evaluated based on whether or not total enrollment in the college has increased. Additionally, a focus group will be conducted each year to measure the perception of the college. In conclusion, Team One believes that the secondary and primary research we have conducted has enabled us to create strategies and events most suitable to produce the results desired by the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. If there are any questions, we would love to answer them. On behalf of Team One, we would love the chance to work with the college and would be overjoyed at the opportunity to take on this account. Thank you for your time. Have a fantastic day, and rock chalk.
When we get questions, we need to make sure the person responding to the question answers the question.
Any questions?
So I'd like you to talk a little bit more about the ambassador program and the kind of students and the script and a little bit more about that.
So the ambassador program was something that we found in our focus group. The student who told us about how she ran into someone of her major, she was a little unsure if she was a speech pathologist major, and she was a little unsure if that's what she wanted to do. But the student she ran into was really for it, told her she loved her major, told her that she loved everything about the college. So that's kind of how we built that idea. We're if a student, sorry, if the teachers are gonna announce the program to their class, and then the ambassadors will step forward, say, I want to do it, it's a great resume builder, and then they will be assigned a student, of a field of study that is similar. Yeah.
Also, the J school, the journalism school has it, so we kind of mimicked off that, where you could send emails to, like, let's say I was an ambassador, I would send emails to my current student, ask if they had any questions, and you'd stay in contact with them so they know where they're going throughout their semester at school.
Okay, I have a few questions, so I'll pick one. I was curious for a little bit more about the cookout. So the college does do an event at the beginning of the year, and it's somewhat similar, but I think it's more geared toward incoming new students. And so was the idea sort of to get all of the college involved, or did you kind of run into? Did you hear anybody talking about any events we have, or I'm just curious about kind of.
We have not.
We need the mic in order to pick it up on the TV.
We have not heard of that event, but it was going to be anyone is welcome, but we were going to put it in the dorms so that the freshmen will know where it is, and it'll also bridge the gap between all of the departments coming together and the different age groups.
Could you talk a little bit more about how you came up with your budget?
I'd say that was pretty, yeah, if you could, thank you. Yeah, it was pretty loosely created. Honestly, none of us are accounting, econ majors, anything, so we don't know exactly what everything would cost. So we just kind of took each event, or whether it be the magazine, just thought about kind of what we thought printing costs would be. We kind of broke each thing down into what things would cost money. So like tables, chairs, etc. You see that up there, and I mean it's pretty rough estimate, but we did our best.
If we're extremely successful doing some of the things you say, and we're looking at an end-of-the-year graduation event, and we have a couple of thousand students coming to it, how do you keep community when you've got a large number? What kind of thoughts did you have about that?
Well, we know that not everyone's going to come to every event, but I think just by offering these events to people, you know, some people are going to choose that they want to be involved in the community, and some people are going to just not care about it and not want to be. But just having these events offered for people, we think will definitely create a community feel, whether they stop by for 5 minutes or they stop by for 2 hours. And it is a lot of people, but we think that it would really help tie the whole thing together, because some students in our focus group weren't even aware that they were in the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. But if they get these like emails about these events, they'll be like, oh, okay, I guess I'm a part of this. So
Also going off of that, like, let's say you have a biology major and then there's a Spanish major, you know, them being at the event together, they'd be like, oh, I weren't aware you were part of the college. So it would kind of bring everyone together in the feel where they know, like, what's it about.
So could you talk a little bit more about the magazine that's targeted at students? Because we produce a magazine for our alumni, but I'd like to hear kind of your thoughts on how we would, number one, if students would be interested in some of the content that we share with our alumni, but also how we could kind of target that towards our students, and then also kind of what your plans are for distribution to students. I know you've got some printing costs up there, but how would we get it in students' hands?
So the idea for the magazine actually came from, I know in my high school we had a magazine and it was called Muse, and it was a pretty big deal. It was published each semester, kind of like this, and it would just include, anyone could submit anything. It was very similar, you know, poetry, artwork, and it was a big deal. Students were really, even in high school, students were really interested in reading it, even if they weren't into poetry or artwork necessarily. It was just kind of a neat way for students to show off what they were doing. And as far as distribution, I think we kind of envisioned it similar to the UDK. I mean, you could have a little spot on campus where just have a stack of the magazines, or distribute it in classes. And it could also be distributed to people outside of the college. I think they would be interested also. But I think that students would definitely be interested in seeing what their peers are doing. And I don't know what the alumni magazine looks like, but I'm sure that some of the same content that's in there, students would definitely be interested in.
Also for the content, for everyone coming together, we thought like English majors would be the ones who could write the articles, and we could have research in there from science majors and just kind of get a whole variety of all the content. And as for budgeting, we also thought that if like alumni, if they want to advertise their place of employment, we could sell ad spots, and that would also help with the funding.
And like we said, it would be digital too, so I think that would probably get the biggest amount of readers, I would think, because if it was just on the website, people could easily access it.
Okay, thank you very much. Why don't we take a 5-minute break to give team number 2 a chance to set up? Great.
Okay, so how do we change it to, because we have it back there, HDMI.
Yay. Okay, everyone, I think we're going to get started here.
Team number 2 is up. We will give you our undivided attention. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right. Welcome, and thank you all for coming to our presentation this morning. We have been working all semester long, and we are excited to share with you our great ideas for We've Got Class, the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences at the University of Kansas. We are BAM. BAM is a creatively driven campaigns group that creates strong and engaging relationships between establishments and their customers. And in this case, our client is the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. So to begin, let me introduce you to our group. From left to right, I'm Allison Matteret, Zach Beasley, Jessica Whalen, and Taylor Bellis. There's Zach, Jessica's in the back, and there's Taylor. All right, to get started, let me ask you a question. How would you define the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences? While there are many definitions out there, here's one from Urban Dictionary. It says, it's a major you pick in college when you don't know what to do with yourself. The major doesn't focus on anything specific. You waste your time and money just to have the bragging right that you're attending college. So with this in mind, we made it our mission to prove them wrong. During our presentation, we will touch base on our research, what went into our creative process, and what it's like to attend the college with class. In order to establish a campaign, we needed to learn more about our client. And to learn more about our client, we had the opportunity to meet with Christy Henderson and Christy Davis. During our research, we discovered that the college is the most diverse academic unit at KU. It has more than 600 faculty members and offers more than 50 majors and minors. It is important to note that the college is part of nearly every KU student's experience and enrolls approximately 60% of undergraduate students. The college has both internal and external competition. Internally, there are other units within the university, such as the business, engineering, and journalism schools. Externally, Kansas State University and the University of Missouri have similar enrollment numbers, but do not compare when it comes to the number of opportunities. In terms of our industry analysis, national public universities are seeing an increase in undergraduate enrollment. The enrollment in liberal arts and science programs is declining across the nation. However, studies show that employers appreciate a well-rounded employee with a diverse academic background. In terms of our consumer analysis, the most important thing to understand about today's entering freshmen is that they want to be financially well off. These students are drawn to majors that people tend to correlate with high-paying jobs, which explains why business and pre-med are the most preferred majors. Taylor will now discuss further detail about our findings.
Thank you, Allison, and good morning. Mirroring what Allison shared, there is certainly a negative stigma about liberal arts and sciences. From looking at our secondary research, there is a perception that liberal arts and science programs do not lead to jobs. They are perceived to be less valuable than a technical degree such as engineering or business. The bottom line is that students and parents are concerned about landing a job after graduation. Parents are also worried that with well-rounded liberal arts educations, they won't land a high-paying job. Despite negative perceptions and skeptical parents, research indicates that employers are more interested with liberal arts educations now more than ever. Employers value the broad skill set the college provides. They appreciate that a well-rounded education gives one the ability to not only think critically, but also creatively. After finding out how the general population perceives liberal arts educations, we wanted to know more specifically how students in the college felt about class. For primary research, we conducted one-on-ones, held focus groups, and created an online survey. In terms of one-on-one, we informally sat down and talked to 10 of our roommates, friends, and classmates. From these interviews, we found the college lacks a sense of community. For one example, one psychology major said, "I don't really know how I feel about the college because I don't feel like I was a part of it." We also administered 2 focus groups. From this, we learned that students feel the college is large and confusing. Freshmen especially aren't really sure what majors are even in the college. Students in the college currently express they wish the college had more alumni networking events. Lastly, we created an online survey through SurveyMonkey, which had over 50 respondents. We sought to find out how students feel about their particular school or department and posed the question, if you were the dean, what would you change? A key point we took away from the survey is that class students wish they had more opportunities that led to jobs. So what does all this research indicate? We created this SWOT analysis, which includes the college's strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. A substantial strength is that employers value liberal arts educations more than ever. They appreciate the diversity of majors, and when we talk about students wanting to know more about job opportunities, the University Career Center was designed for class. While studies and research show liberal arts degrees lead to jobs, there's still a negative perception out there. The college lacks a sense of community and identity as well. With that being said, the college has untapped resources and opportunities that respond to these perceived shortcomings. These opportunities involve increasing the job opportunities for students, alumni networking events, and featuring noteworthy alumni that show the career possibilities with a liberal arts and education degree in undergrad. But there certainly are threats that affect enrollment in the college, these being professional schools and technical schools, community colleges, and skeptical parents. So what does all this mean? The college faces major challenges. Our research reinforced what you told us at the initial client briefing. One being the negative perception of liberal arts perceived as not being practical. People are unfamiliar with class opportunities. Many class subjects are inaccessible in high school, such as linguistics or Swahili, and students are intimidated by class. They don't know what's offered in the college and who can help answer their questions. Lastly, we identified that there's a lack of community amongst the college. Students do not identify as members of class. With all this in mind, we created a target campaign that Zach will address further.
Thanks, Taylor. Hello, everyone. My name is Zach Beasley, and I'm going to tell you all about how we at BAM have used all the information we've collected to create an exciting campaign for the college. But before we get to that, it's important to understand that our overall objective with this campaign is to increase enrollment in the college by 4 to 5% annually. Our target audience for this campaign focuses primarily on high school seniors, but is also relevant to transfer students and non-traditional students as well. After synthesizing all of our research, keeping our target audience in mind, we at BAM have developed the following strategic message. We recommend that the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences be positioned as an academic community that provides students with a well-rounded education and prepares them for success in today's job market. The slogan we made to accompany this message is, "We've got class." This is our key message for you all today. We at BAM feel this message not only situates the college as a competitive academic institution, considering the college offers more than 50 majors and has more than 600 distinguished professors on faculty, but also emphasizes the college's commitment to ensuring the graduates find success in today's job market. To meet the goals of this strategic message, we at BAM have identified 1 overall objective and 3 campaign strategies. As mentioned earlier, our overall objective is to increase the college's enrollment by 4 to 5% annually. To achieve this objective, BAM suggests implementing the following strategies. Improve reputation with new and current students, create a sense of community, and prepare students for a career after college. By applying these strategies, the college can expect to see its enrollment numbers rise and its reputation on campus improve. Working off of our campaign strategies, we at BAM have developed a number of tactics to achieve these goals. The overall tactic of our campaign focuses on creating a great, memorable first impression of the college for incoming students. We want students' first memory of KU to involve a class event or class people. We call our first tactic, Class Presents, Kick It with Class. The idea itself is rather simple. Invite incoming students to see a classic movie, preferably Back to the Future 2, over Potter Lake during the beginning of the fall semester, ideally during Hot Week. The college can light up the area around Potter Lake with Christmas lights to give the event a cool, memorable ambiance. The event would also have small giveaway bags for students, as well as a food truck, photo booth, and DJ. Additionally, representatives from the college's various departments should be there to meet and greet students. This not only gives students a chance to learn all about the opportunities the school has to offer, but college life as well. Ideally, these representatives would come in the form of graduate teaching assistants because they can address most questions students have, but are less intimidating than professors, like Professor Bengtson. The event will be split into 2 parts, a social hour where students can meet and greet other students in GTAs, and the movie itself. We feel that by promoting the event as a casual, come-and-go-as-you-please event, students will be more likely to come. The event will start around 7:30 with the movie beginning around 9. The event will leave students with a positive impression of the college as well as a sense of belonging to a community. Another tactic we recommend is merchandise targeted at students in the college, including t-shirts, water bottle, and adhesive cell phone wallet covers. I believe we have some bags prepared. We have those at the end, but we have some of this merchandise available for you guys to look at. Excuse me. This message promotes pride in the college as well as a sense of community. For merchandise, another tactic that BAM suggests is promoting the Career Center. We feel that the Career Center is one of the best kept secrets here at KU. Additionally, the center is committed to preparing students for careers after college. While we are not suggesting any changes to the center directly, we do recommend an overhaul in promoting the center as much as possible. Ensuring that students are aware of the Career Center will prompt more students to use its services. Another tactic that is essential for our campaign is a strong social media presence, which the college already does. BAM feels that social media is one of the most effective and efficient means to reach the college-bound high school seniors. Our last tactic is to send a welcome/informational letter to admitted students. This not only gives the college an opportunity to put any myths about it to bed, but also gives them a chance to tell them about all the great opportunities the college has to offer. One of the best part about this campaign is that it's a great deal financially. Our biggest single expense are t-shirts. However, we see this as a good investment. Students get a lot of mileage out of t-shirts, believe me. And they're more apt to wear shirts, especially if they have some sort of connection to those shirts. Our evaluation plan for our overall objective is rather simple. Track enrollment numbers in the college. For tracking the college's reputation, we recommend tracking the attendance of class events. If attendance improves semester to semester, then we can be certain that the college's reputation is improving. We also recommend that the college conduct informal one-on-one interviews with students to gather their thoughts about class events. For tracking student community in the college, we recommend that it monitors student organizations within the college. We feel that if more students are participating in class student groups, then the sense of community must be improving as well. For the Career Center, we recommend the center continue to track class graduate statistics, but should also check appointments made with the center. We feel that by tracking appointments at the center, the college can gauge how many students know about the Career Center. The final thoughts, just to go off script a little bit. This is the last class I'm taking at KU, and I'm a law school student. I did my undergrad here. So, I mean, this means a lot to me to be here in front of you guys to do this. So thank you very much for your participation, Ms. Henderson, Mrs. Davis, Dean Anderson. This means a lot to us. So yeah, we're excited about the opportunity to work with you, and we hope that you are too. At this time, I'd like to invite the rest of my team members up here to answer any questions that you guys might have. Again, thank you very much.
Thank you. The gift bags. So a question. When you talk about the competition, internal, external, one of the challenges is that you're also a collaborator and colleague with all the professional schools at KU. Did you think about any ways that you could talk about how you compete, but also how do you support in ways that could be done?
I mean, there's certainly ways to do that. Friendly competition, things like that. One of the things I always thought would be kind of fun to do at the university would be some sort of kind of like, Olympic Day event where you could have representatives from different schools, business school, engineering class, and that's just, a fun way to kind of represent yourself. But then again, that kind of reinforces that idea of community at the same time. But things like that just kind of promote like hey, you're doing your thing, I'm doing my thing, but, that's cool. We're still doing a good job at it, so.
And then we also need to go off of the fact that we have the Kick It With Class event, and we can sponsor that with other colleges. So they can contribute, and we can do it as a team. So, yep.
I had a question about the Career Center. So we definitely agree that the Career Center is an unknown resource. Could you be a little bit more specific about how we could get more students engaged in knowing about that service for them?
Certainly. You know, one of KGHK radio, I've had a little bit experience with them, but promoting it through that way is certainly one outlet. But another thing is just whenever class has an event, just making sure that, you know, sponsored in part by, you know, the Career Center, having some people there just to talk about the opportunities. I feel this the informal kind of one-on-one. I'm a big supporter of that because I feel that you get a lot more mileage out of it, and then people are more apt to kind of spread word of mouth about the opportunities. I feel that, and again, kind of going off that first impression method, then, you know, once people know about it and they're talking about it and that getting off on the right foot, I feel that's a really big key step.
Can you talk a little bit more about what you learned that students want in terms of alumni networking?
I think they just wanted to meet other people that have graduated with the same major or degree. They wanted to know what other people like them were doing out there. So I think those alumni events will help them kind of reach that. They'll be able to talk to other people who have been in their shoes and now have gone out and got a job with their degree. So I think that's kind of what they were meaning.
As a follow-up to that question, we do have events like that. So do you have any ideas of ways that we could, you know, get students to those events, more students to the events?
One of the things was that they weren't really at convenient times, or, I mean, I know it's hard to schedule because everyone has different classes and, like, everyone's times are not the same. But one of the things that was mentioned was that they were at inconvenient times and they were unable to attend because of that. Do you guys have any other?
And maybe they would come if they were a little more informal, because if they're very formal, then students will get intimidated and not show up, versus if it's like from 6 to 8 o'clock, come and socialize and just talk with some alumni, then they'll be more like wanting to come.
Our research has shown that especially, you know, millennials in general kind of react better to looser social structures. So just kind of going along with that kind of helps them to feel more, you know, comfortable to go. I don't understand these kids these days.
I think also within the J School, when you have professors promoting you, being like, hey guys, make sure you go, it's a great opportunity, that makes us students more likely to go as well.
And just as a follow-up to that, as through your research, when have you found is a good time for students? Nights, weekends, during the day, times of day, things like that?
The time of day that I think works best, I mean, and kind of our research shows this, is just that time between like when school ends and before like your evening time plans start, because people like, and they want to go to, you know, they socialize and have their own agendas, but like that kind of that middle ground, you know, it's a nice transition time, you know, from like academic stuff to, you know, kind of more evening time stuff. And it's like, hey, you know, you're going to go to the thing, yeah, I'll meet you there, and then we can, like, you know, springboard into our evening plans. So that was kind of our thinking about kind of like a nice place to have those kind of events.
I have another question.
Sure.
So can you talk a little bit more about the Kick It With Class event? We were looking through the plans book, and it seemed like it had a couple of different names, so the Back to School Bash, Kick It With Class, and Picture at the Potter. And so I was just curious if those are separate events or how you kind of see those kind of coming together.
We at BAM wanted you to have options with naming your own event, so we wanted to give you a couple of variations. But the idea itself, you know, is just, you know, very kind of casual. And Pick Potter is beautiful, you know, Time of Lake, and, it's a beautiful area. It really shows off the university. And to have a movie in that would be a very memorable experience for someone coming to university. And to really kind of say, yeah, I mean, my first experience, you know, I met you at that event, you know what I mean? And that's pretty cool. And to say that, you know, that was a class event, I mean, that's the kind of thing I think, as far as building community identity, I think that's the things we should strive for. But yeah, I mean, as far as the name, though, yeah, do what you want. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no.
start in a minute as soon as the dean gets back. I wanted to tell you that I did a little check, and we have a growing audience outside of Kansas. I believe your city is global. We have gone from 6 to 8. So it continues to expand.
Nice. Hey, Tim.
Find out how many people are watching the presentation. That's what I get.
Do you know how many countries?
I don't know if you have information on how many people are in North Korea. From 6 to 8. He'll probably go up right now. It's at noon. So. Okay, John,
Great.
it's all yours. Wait, we need for
Christy.
One more? Oh, of course, you gotta wait for Christy, right?
Luckily, John has a stand-up routine
No.
practice.
I could sing that song I sang back in 8th grade for the talent show.
No, that, I don't know.
It was "Wake Me Up When September Ends" by Green Day. Yeah, that was nice. That was fun. Wake me up when September.
We're ready, John. You are.
What an icebreaker, right? Great. All right. Well, hello everyone, and good morning. MTB Advertising wants to welcome all of you here today. We've been working really hard on this campaign for the entire semester, and we're very excited to share with you our thoughts and our ideas. So first, I would like to introduce you to the team. My name is John Merker, and I will be one of your hosts today. Next, we have Ariel Miller, who made the design for the plans book and was in charge of our research. Ariel's in the back, sitting there. We have Kyle Pappas, who worked on the copywriting and promotional ideas for our campaign. He's sitting in the back as well, working the slides. We have Priyana Talavera, who worked on the ad design. And finally, my lovely co-host, Ryan Tasker, who worked on the social media aspect of our campaign.
Thanks, John. Good morning, everyone. In order to build this... Oh, Brianna's in the back as well.
Right.
In order to build this campaign, we knew that we had to start with research. So that's exactly what we did.
Right. So we began with one-on-one interviews. And this is where we knew we would gain personal stories and experiences within the college. Next, we held a focus group to find some insight on our suggestions for the college. And finally, we had a survey of current class students and worked on looking over different websites of competing universities, websites and social media accounts to see where the College of Liberal Arts at KU standed amongst them. So now let me tell you what we found. First off, there is a stigma that surrounds the liberal arts degree, and that is that it doesn't produce as strong of a salary as other schools might. Now, according to our survey, only 11.8% of current class students feel that they can make more money than other graduates in different colleges, such as maybe the School of Business or the School of Journalism or Engineering. So some of the other key findings that we had in our research, I'm about to throw some numbers at you. They revealed that 44.1% of students in the college chose this college because their specific major was offered in class, simply because their major was offered in class. 19.1% of those students chose the college because they were undecided, and 28.6% chose the college because it offered diverse areas of study. Okay, which is understandable considering the more than 50 degree options that the school offers. So this is good news. Just for some more numbers, 63.5% of our surveyed students said that when they were graduating high school, they were not yet quite sure what they wanted to major in. Okay, so this is crucial for the college because many undecided majors start with class, and we have to figure out how to keep them in class, right? So we found that 52.9% of students do not follow class on social media. And this is a good starting point, but it's also room for the college to grow. And thirdly, finally, 2/3 of students said that their parents at least had some influence on their decision for their major. So this stat, along with the undecided high school seniors, are some of the reasons that we chose to target the audiences that we did, and we'll be talking a little bit more about that later on in this presentation. So through all of our research, we have found some informative and great quotes from students and alumni in the class program, and we wanted to share what students are saying about your college. So Drake, a class alumnus, made a suggestion to the college saying, get students to know their plan and all tools at their disposal. That way, they don't feel as though they're just getting an education, but rather their education has a purpose. Okay, so this was in relevance to the advising program. Okay, now let's see, Brett, another class alumnus, gave some advice to students saying, if you have a real passion for research on culture, I would suggest doing class. It gives you the opportunity to take classes that keep you interested in your education. Chelsea, a psychology major, said, if a student doesn't know what they want to do in life, chances are they'll find a passion they didn't know they had because they took a class in the college. This is more geared toward those undecided students who potentially feel overwhelmed. Taking a course in the college can help them find their own passion on their own time. And Chelsea also said, class benefits my studies like no other college could because of its diversity. So the diversity of the college is something that draws people in. They just have to know about it first. Okay, so diversity is not a weakness, it's a strength. And finally, Emma, a communications major, said, I don't want to have the same job my entire life, so that's why I chose the college, because it's really diverse. On your resume, it's not just about your degree, it's about you, and the different classes you take can show that. Okay, so after we gathered our research, we developed an analysis of class based on strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. For strengths, class has the most diverse areas of study on the whole campus with over 50 individual majors. The college also offers some of the most popular study abroad programs. Weaknesses, again, this class faces a stigma that comes along with limited job opportunities. The large number of majors can also cause a sense of a lack of community, which we will address later on. And some opportunities for growth can be found in advising, with the implementation of one advisor for a student throughout the entirety of their education. And class social media also has some room for improvement, as well as marketing to high school seniors. Seniors, counselors, community college advisors, really to gain transfer students and freshmen. Really just the only threats are colleges within KU, professional schools like business and engineering, colleges that are vocational schools, technical schools, and also just the overall increasing cost of college. I mean, people want to know that their investment is worthwhile. So we really have to tackle that and make sure that we kind of reverse that stigma. Now, so obviously that leads up to the overarching challenge that the College of Liberal Arts faces, which is twofold. First, there's a stigma attached to liberal arts degree that graduates will not make as much money. And secondly, awareness as a whole is lacking because most students identify with their department rather than the college. So we're looking to reverse that a little bit.
In light of the research that we've performed, we developed a strategic plan. Our campaign objective is to increase overall enrollment in class by at least 3% by spring semester of 2016. In order to accomplish this objective, we first took a look at our target audience. Our primary target audience includes current class students, as well as high school seniors. Our secondary audience is the parents of those current students and seniors. And our tertiary audience is high school advisors. Throughout our campaign, we decided to focus on highlighting the positives of class's diversity, while attempting to overcome the negative stigma associated with a liberal arts degree. We then developed a slogan: discover diversity. This slogan contains all the pieces that the college makes it unique and exciting in a short and concise way. The alliteration is memorable and rolls off the tongue. It alludes to the rich background that the college offers. And finally, it is a call to action. It tells students to find out more about everything that class has to offer. We suggest that class uses certain tactics in order to reach these different target audiences. First, to host many different class events on campus. To also post monthly ads in the University Daily Kansan about the different class events and class in general. To partner with high school advisors to receive email addresses and email marketing. Class should also promote the Discover Diversity slogan on social media using hashtag #DiscoverDiversity and create a promotional video for online posts and social media posts that highlight the success of alumni and their careers. We feel the class-sponsored events will be the strongest means of promotion for the college. Any event class holds is a perfect opportunity for faculty to talk one-on-one with the students. So we would like to go into a bit more detail about these types of events. Alliances of the Arts and Sciences is a trivia night that will be held in the bottom floor of the Union. The questions will concern multiple different majors and create a stronger sense of community within the college. There will be a lively MC and a $50 cash prize for the winners. This will be a great way to get all the different majors of students together with their college rather than just their departments. Walk with Class is a 5K walk that will be held inviting students and alumni, faculty, and members of just the general community to walk with the college for $20 a person. This will be in order to raise money for the Bernadette Gray Little Scholarship, which will be given to a disabled student. Included in our book is a press release that will announce the walk. This will be a great way for the college to advertise for itself, and the t-shirts that will be given to each walker and will include a logo of class and the Discover Diversity logo. This is an example of an ad for the Walk with Class event that could be posted around campus or Lawrence in general. And finally, we suggest a photo booth on Wesco Beach. This will be set up for students to take a picture and post to the class social media. The Discover Diversity hashtag will be used with every photo posted. This will seek to grab even more social media followers and reposts and give the campus more class awareness. This is another advertisement that we made for the college, and it could be used as a banner or a poster and be posted just around campus.
Right, so now that you've heard our research results and our strategic plan, let's get into some of the logistics. We've written up a suggested timeline for all of these different events. This plan can transcend the 2015 calendar year. So what that means is this can be used for 2015, 2016, and on, however you would like to customize it. Now you'll see, just by looking at the screen, that monthly we will have an ad in the Kansan. Also, the Alliances of the Arts and Sciences event will be held every month except for during the summer months. Also, we would suggest that in April we hold the photo booth on Wesco Beach. And throughout the summer months, we will run ads in the Kansan that promote Walk with Class. And this will lead up to the actual event being hosted in September. Okay, and so the one key thing to remember with ads in the summer is that there's an abundance of new student orientations over the summer. Okay, so when the students come with their families to visit campus, they're not only learning more about class, but they're also being handed a paper by the UDK marketing team, and that paper can have your ad inside it. And lastly, in October and November, if the budget permits, we actually do suggest advertising at KU football games with 30-second video promotional ads. So we've also written up a budget. Now, the Walk with Class event will cost $430. The optional football ads would cost around $9,000. That's $1,500 a game. Alliances of the Arts and Sciences would be $450 with all the $50 prizes culminated over the course of the 9 months. The photo booth would cost $675, and the Kansan ads once a month would total out to $4,050. Now, the grand total, including the football ads, would then be $14,605. And as you can see by the graph, the football ads are the largest part of the budget. And these would, again, would be 30-second video ads highlighting student athletes within class. And we do feel this could be a very strong part of your campaign, and while it does take up the largest chunk of the budget, we actually do feel it is the most expendable option. So if the budget's not there, we have a secondary budget total for you that totals out to $5,605. Now, we would also like to implement, of course, a plan of evaluation. And this would include periodic feedback, including intercept interviews and focus groups with students throughout the school year. And we can ask about their opinions regarding the college, as well as recent events such as alliances with arts and sciences and walk with class. And of course, we would also like to track enrollment rates throughout the year as they progress. Now, we are eager to work with you and implement this campaign as soon as possible. And so we therefore ask for the account. And at this time, I'd love to welcome my group, the rest of my group up, and we'd like to answer any questions you might have.
Thank you very much. I enjoyed listening to the presentation. Would you talk a little bit about the slogan, Discover Diversity, and the fact that we use the word diversity to mean a variety of other things, especially as we're looking at topics about ethnicity, race, and inclusiveness, in the ways that that could be a confusion or a positive? I'm just curious what you might have discussed.
Well, we found, is this working? We found that in our research with the focus groups especially, every student that we talked to, whether they were alumni, current student, and regardless of major, said that they appreciate the diversity within the college. So there's kind of this general assumption that maybe most of the students will not necessarily confuse that, but definitely see the confusion there, the possibility for that. And really what I like to think is the fact that it says discover diversity, I mean, discover implies, a call to action, it implies some wonder. So it's something to look into. And this being promoted in social media, along with all the ads that are going to be promoted throughout your campaign, it'll be something where after a very short time, it's going to be relevant to the different classes that the college offers and the different community events and programs.
The diversity thing was kind of something that we also had to decide upon, and we just, after all of our focus groups and our surveys, we just decided that it's one of your biggest strengths. And it's the diversity not only in ethnicity and race and ethnicity, but also the diversity in classes about just everyday life. I know in the focus group, a lot of times people were saying that they took classes that they will use for the rest of their life, not just in their career, but just in living. And I think that also, the slogan also encompasses that kind of thinking as well.
Can you talk a little bit about, you set a target of 3%. What method do you use to decide how much, at what time? I'm just curious.
I'm sorry, could you just repeat the question one more time?
Yes, you talked about by spring of 2016 having 3% enrollment increase. What method do you use to think about why 3% is the right target?
Well, we really, first off, we really didn't want to make a campaign that was unachievable. One thing is to like under-promise in your campaign and over-deliver. So if we were to have that goal, of course, it would be definitely a benchmark that we thought in our own opinions that we could hit, and especially if these campaign events are going off better than expected, that's just an added bonus. We kind of looked into some of the marketing trends of how quickly enrollment numbers can grow, and we felt with a strong campaign that 3% based off of our findings could be a reasonable number.
I have a question about the football ads. So, it's a pretty big expense, so I'm curious, can you go into a little more detail on the demographics of usually at a football game and sort of how that ties into the audience that we're trying to target?
Okay.
I think the demographics at football games definitely would be freshmen. And so people, potentially undecided majors will be there, people who have just gotten here because it's right in the beginning of the school year. And just having class out there and making them aware of it, I think would be beneficial in and of itself. And we also had the idea of, in the spot for the advertisement, it would be of an athlete, and it would say, this is their major in class. And they are in class, and kind of give you a face, especially with the different athletic departments. So we just thought that would be a good advertising.
Great point. And also, the just one thing I wanted to remind you, it is the $9,000 was, of course, a culmination of every game, and something where if you felt like you had the room in your budget to do some of the ads but not all of them, that's perfect. In that case, you really would want to strategize on which games are the best ones to do that. Right off the top of my head, I could say first couple games because they're the easiest, and we're expected to win, and people want to go to a game that we're expected to win. Because we've been really playing pretty poorly lately. But also, the K-State game if it's in town, rival games, and just any chance like Iowa State this year where we had the same record and we ended up winning. It was a great moment for us, and people can remember your ad at that game.
So I have a couple questions about the Kansan ads. So I know that you had mentioned maybe those running every month.
Right.
What would you suggest would be the message for those ads? And then would that be consistent throughout the year, or would that change?
It's definitely subject to change because we do have the trivia night every month. Right off the bat, we want to have your ad addressing that trivia night, trying to get people to come. Another tactic outside of the ads really quick is just to be having your professors promote that in class as well. But yeah, the Kansan ads can really be changeable, and it doesn't affect the price either. The only things that would affect the price are if you made like a larger ad or chose to use your ad in a special section, for example. So yeah, we recommend advertising for the trivia nights for sure. Like we said in the presentation, advertising for Walk with Class over the summer. And that second ad that we posted, that's a good idea for like a poster or banner around campus as just a constant reminder of who you are.
And then how did you come to the idea of Walk with Class and the scholarship that's offered, and kind of how, I'd like to hear your thoughts a little bit more about that and the naming of it, and who kind of our target audience would be for the event.
So Walk with Class was an idea that we came up with basically just to get the entire community together. And we thought that, especially lately, the walks and runs have been kind of very popular. And so we think, first of all, you could get all the people there, and secondly, you could give them a shirt that has your brand on it, and potentially the logo as well. And so they're walking around, they get the T-shirt, they're walking together, and it basically is just a unifying way for everyone to come together, even in class and just the community in general. And it's basically just a really good way for you to get your name out there even more, and even outside of KU. The target audience for that would essentially be anyone in Lawrence who wants to to participate, and also is for a good cause. So the scholarship we came up with, we wanted to have a reason for the walk, obviously, and we thought, no, what better way to give a scholarship to a disabled student and call it Walk with Class.
Right, and we wanted to come up with a marketable, enticing name for the scholarship. So I guess in our minds, when we think of KU in general, we thought of the chancellor. So we just named it Bernadette Gray Little Scholarship, and we feel like that's going to be just in and of itself a very positive marketing aspect to the Walk with Class.
And how is the scholarship funded?
So we had the entry fees. There's an entry fee per person of $20, and right, and they get the shirt as well.
One of the things that I kept hearing is maybe the theme about how do you drive people to your social media, and everything you're doing seems to like pulling people in. Given millennials who made comments about them, what is the best way to be in touch and to create that sense of connection?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely feel that social media is going to be your strongest point. And one of the things that we really used, if you remembered from the presentation, was the photo booth. That's going to be one of the biggest drives for social media, is in terms of gaining more followers and just more visits to Facebook page, Twitter page, and the photos themselves would have the Discover Diversity logo on them, and that's something that's going to be tweeted and it's going to have the hashtag as well throughout every tweet when it's posted. It's something where if you take a photo on campus with your friends, you're going to want to show it off to the world. So not only is it going to be on your page, but also people are going to be sharing it and uploading it to their own pages. It's really going to create that awareness.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Awesome.
And wait for the judges to return and make some comments about each presentation and a winning team. So let's take a 10-minute break and see you then. Students, the very best. It's been a pleasure, as always, teaching this class. We always have the best and the brightest in strategic campaigns, and they come with all kinds of tools, and all kinds of ambition to do well. So it's been a treat working with all of you, and I wish all of you well. I speak on behalf of the whole School of Journalism. The other thing I wanted to do is I think we need to give our client a huge round of applause. Christy Henderson's been at the helm throughout, and Christy Davis, and the dean has shown his great interest in, and the other team members from the communications department of the college. So we really appreciate your being here, and I know it was not an easy job picking the winning team. I was telling some other parents that. I said I shift that to the judges to make that decision. And I know it was tough, but I do want to say that we really appreciate your being our client this semester, and we look forward to your critique right now. One round of applause.
So first of all, thank all of you. Thank you, Professor Bengtson, for making this be a possibility. I thank Dean Brill. I think it's a great project that the School of Journalism has each year. We thought about not coming back rather than having to come and say, who is the winner? Just take all these ideas and run with them. You've given us a lot of great things to work with as a college. This is a very real question that we have in terms of thinking about how do we share the story of all that is available in the college more effectively with students and with high school students. Some of the things that I think I learned from all three groups were ways that we can become more disciplined as we think about who is the target audience that we're trying to reach, and how do we think about linking the activities specifically with those groups so that we can really be very focused as we consider how to evaluate the effectiveness of things. I'm going to go reverse order. I'll start with Group 3, and I'm going to give you each some feedback about what we really liked and things that maybe would have helped us a little bit more. Team 3. Team 3, yes. So excellent quotations from the students. We felt like you really pulled out and listened and identified things that helped us know how students perceive the things that we want them to really truly value in terms of their experience in the college. So we liked that use of student voice. We also really think that you did a good job of helping us realize that diversity, the breadth of everything that goes on in college, rather than that being a challenge or a weakness, it is a key strength that we want to keep playing up, and thinking about ways that we want to do that is something that we should embrace. The other thing that really helped me, was thinking about how can we think about having monthly presence in a variety of places that have a goal of pulling our target audience directly into engagement with the college in ways that we want. Some of the things that I would encourage you to think about differently would be when you look at some of your statistics, also think about some of the positive sides. We were shocked to learn that we have 47% that is following us on social media rather than just the side that wasn't. And so I think there's the give and take of that, and you could feel free to play with both sides of it a little bit. The other thing that we looked at, some of the events that you were proposing were a little bit harder for us to think about how can we pull this off, how can we execute it. And so I don't know if it would help if you were going to do this again, to think more about the feasibility for your client of doing those things, or what are they already doing that's similar that you might piggyback off of that would make it really easy for them to imagine accomplishing those goals. And then the part that I maybe had more questions, I like the events. I think they would be great for KU Spirit, and sometimes I wasn't quite certain how it helped pull people into the college specifically as being separate from larger KU community. And so, think about that audience and the event kind of thing. If there are ways to refine that for us, I think that would help us more as we were working on things. I'm going to pass along to Team 2, so I won't keep you here giving a long lecture. Team 2, raise your hands. I think all of the teams did a good job. One thing that really was impressive is you have a lot of energy, bam, when you're presenting, and we really enjoyed that. Some of the things that really stood out from your presentation when you talked about putting your focus on a memorable first event. How do you set the stage? And so when you were thinking about this, Picture It Potter event to start the year, and that idea that you want something that tugs at the heartstrings as a place where you establish connections, that was a really great insight, because college is a process, and how do you from the very beginning set the stage in a way that will resonate over the course of a career. The other thing that really resonated with us was that we need to think much more strategically about the Career Center. We coordinate with them and use many of their services, and the encouragement that we need to be even more insistent about that. Some of the things that you could have thought about differently that might help us, the kind of memorable event, I think right now we're still wrestling with the idea, would it be wise to invest a big chunk of our budget in this one event, or do we need to be thinking about a broader range of things? And so it's not that it's, I don't know. That's the kind of question I wrestle with. Would I make that decision or not? And then the other thing would be, as you looked at the Career Center, because it's a unit that we try to coordinate with, but it's not within the college, some more specific tactics about ways that we could build that connection and use it, I think would help me think about what can I do to really live into that. But I think that is fundamentally something that we have to find a way to do. It is a great insight. Team one, raise your hands. It's been the longest time. People seem to, have a harder time remembering the first presentation. Some of the things that really stood out, your slogan, really worked. It clicked. We liked the rhythm. We think it could be flexible in terms of using it in a lot of different contexts to tell the story of the college. One of the things that was really good is the way that your tactics seemed very specific and concrete for us. We could think about how would we go about carrying these out and executing. And so that makes a project feel really feasible as you can look at those different things and how you would stage them over time. I don't know if we would do it in exactly the way that you proposed it, but we really liked the idea of the ambassadors program. I think because we have so many different majors and thinking about how students could effectively represent all of the different majors may be a challenge, and so we might do it in a different way, but that idea that you need a personal story, someone who has been there and someone who is connecting with the prospective student, and that was based on some of your research of hearing how some individuals found their way into majors in the college. So that really helped us. The other thing that we felt like you did a really good job on was that every tactic was true to being focused exactly on your target audience. And so that was a great way to try and think how effective these tactics would be in terms of accomplishing our goal. The one thing that I would really encourage you to think about is the budget, which we asked you a question about, and you said that it was a little bit not as structured as the rest of your work. You might think about just calling and getting some quotes from different vendors or things like that to give a little bit more strength to the way that you came up with those numbers. We were thinking that especially if we were able to do some kind of a magazine like you recommended, it would probably cost more to produce based on our experience than what you had suggested. And then one thing just for all three groups, a comment that I think would help us. I know when Christy and Christy met with you and shared information about the college, they talked about some of the things that we are doing. Some kind of feedback about what we're doing and the ways that we could build on it to add on the things that you're doing would really help just at the start. Is there something we're doing that's right that really could be used as momentum in terms of getting on to the project that you're proposing? So I'm really pleased. I have learned a lot, and I'm going to use some of the ideas from every one of the groups. It is very hard, Professor Bengtson, to be put in this position, but if I were going to pick one plan that I would say we're going to start implementing right now, the winner would be Team 1. So congratulations. Thank you very much. So I will bring my part of this to a close. I thank all of you. You are all winners for doing excellent work. as you watch the kinds of things that we will be doing in the college, I think you will see that we're going to take bits and pieces out of everything you described and try to live into some of the discipline that we learned in terms of ways to think about how we can move forward. I really thank you.